right, beloveds, hello. This is Tamala, your empowerment partner, and hopefully you can hear me this time. Today we are doing our empowerment cards for wrapping up January. And as we're wrapping up January, these cards are going to go from today, January the 27th, 2020, until Sunday, February 2nd. So we're going to get our cards for February on Monday. Okay, so these cards are going to continue to carry us as we complete what we have been working on for this month of January. So what we've been working on is paying attention to our feelings, really understanding our instincts and making sure that they are true instincts of moving toward our personal empowerment and not the instincts of the saboteur or the fleeing, running, hiding, that kind of thing. That we're instinctively standing our ground. We're speaking our truth. We're acknowledging our feelings. We're really accessing our second chakra power, which is around sex, money, creation, manifestation, and children. We're acknowledging that we are spiritually and financially abundant and that we provide heaven and earth for ourselves. We've been opening and expanding our crown chakras for illumination and knowing that we walk the higher spiritual path. And we've been trusting that we're protected and walking on our path of light. So our first card for this week is going to come from the Sacred Traveler deck. And what's going to support us this week as we move into the culmination of all of this integrating, releasing, and expansion that we've been doing in this month of February, and what's going to help us dot all the I's, cross all the T's, and get done what needs to get done. So it's vast vistas. Expand your horizons. So even though we've been working on all of this and dotting our I's, making sure that we have expanded as far as we can expand, there's a little bit more that we can expand into this week. So be open for that. Be encouraged by that. Know that you have the ability to increase your borders, expand your boundaries in a way that is supportive and ideal for you. And that's the big thing. Don't go past your metabolic capacity. The next card is going to come from the Archetype deck. So, there we go. What archetype, we got two. What archetypes are assisting us or helping us this week as we dot those I's and cross those T's? So the first one is the Samaritan. And the light attributes are refine your capacity to help those that you would prefer to ignore. And this includes those aspects of yourself, those aspects of your feelings that you would rather ignore. You want to expand your ability and your capacity to be with those feelings, acknowledge them, offer them gratitude for whatever service they provided for you, and then release them. Now, the shadow attribute is exacting appreciation and recognition for the help that you offer. So that means that quid pro quo. It means you're only giving if you're getting something, and that's not service. So this one wants to go right here. We need to make sure that the things that we are doing for ourselves, and remember, we're not doing the work internally for ourselves so that we can get something. We're doing it for ourselves because it's time for our soul to evolve to the place where it can hold more light, where it can expand its horizons, where the dreams can be bigger and brighter and stronger. and where we can hold the vibration of integrity and divine truth at all times, not just when we're meditating, or not just when we're in church, or not just when we're in a group of other people who think the same way that we do. Okay? Now, the second one we got is the Father archetype. And the light, and remember, we carry all these archetypes within ourselves. They're not external, they're internal. And so the light aspects of the Father archetype is a talent for creating and supporting life, a positive guiding light within a tribal unit. And the shadow attributes are dictatorial control and abuse of authority. So if you had a negative experience with a father or father figure in your life that may have been showing these shadow attributes, not only is it time for you to let that go and know that that was their problem, not yours, but also acknowledge the Father energy archetype that is within yourself that creates and supports your creations that you are doing, whether it is an actual painting or creative thing that you're making, or if it's a business, or if it's a process, or if it's a relationship. It can be anything that has life. And the support aspect is inside you. And you want to focus on the positive guiding light within that tribal unit. So if you are being called to lead, make sure that you're leading from a place of guidance and not dictatorial obligation, right? That you're offering guidance, and people can take the guidance or they don't have to. And you're not going to really create some negativity for them if they don't, because they're getting their own consequences, right? Every choice has a consequence. Our next card is coming from the Divine Feminine deck. I'm being told because we want to balance out that Father archetype energy, which has a masculine resonance of action, of giving, of doing. And so who is going to support us this week in allowing ourselves to expand our horizons through that energy of guidance, guiding ourselves, guiding others, and refining our ability to see and feel and understand the emotions that are ready to be completed. Okay? This is our Divine Feminine. Akilanda, the goddess of never not broken. And it says, everything happens for my liberation. I choose to become only more love. So no matter what happens with all these feelings that we're letting go, all of this past that we're releasing that no longer serves us, so that we can expand, we understand that we are moving into more love for ourselves, which then pours out of us as love for others. All right, our next card is going to come from the numerology deck. And so what numbers can we look for this week that are going to give us indications that we're on the right track, that we are really acknowledging our feelings, we're working through those past things that we no longer need, either through journaling, through coaching, through meditation, that we're truly letting things go and not continuing to hold old patterns. What are some numbers, there we go, we got two, that are going to assist us in knowing that we're on the right path? 63. 63 is a 9, which is an ending, and it's parenting. So this is really speaking about letting go of all of that previous junk around parenting, around the mother energy, the father energy, the maternal and paternal ancestral genetic energetic DNA that we get from our parents' patterns of behaviors, their paradigms, the ways that they acted, the ways that they didn't act, and so forth, and really letting all of that go. The next one is 61, which is self-love, because that's what this is all about, right? So if you see these numbers, 61 is a 7, which is, for me, it's a God number. It is always about being on the right track. So the 61 self-love and the 63 parenting are partnered because they both are understanding that in order to have self-love, we also have to self-parent. And that as we self-parent, we are also loving ourselves because we're giving ourselves the opportunity to expand and grow into what it is that's next for us. We're offering true guidance that's based on love and integrity. We are refining our capacity to hold our emotions and our thoughts that we would rather not have so that they can be acknowledged and released. And we're understanding that all of this is happening for our liberation, and we choose to become more love through self-love first. Because remember, you have to fill your cup up first. And once your cup is overflowing, the overflow is what you can give to other people. You never, ever, ever give from your own cup. That's yours. You only give the overflow. And so this week, we're finishing up all of this stuff, these feelings, these shadows that we don't need anymore, that are ready to leave us. It's just we have to give them the opportunity to be heard and acknowledged, and then tell them that you no longer need them anymore. Thank you for your service. I don't need you anymore. Goodbye. And then expand into and welcome in what you would prefer instead. And it always has to come from that self-love. And that wisdom that comes from understanding that you're walking into an expanded place in 2020 that you've never been before. And as you're doing that, you're going to want to create good boundaries for yourself, good mental boundaries, emotional boundaries, energetic boundaries. And when I say that, I'm talking about from outside influences. You want to be able to weave and merge all of this stuff within yourself so that you can access everything that needs to be accessed so that you can create more space for the newness that's coming in. But you want to be able to tell people no when you mean no. And you want to be able to have space to tell people yes when it's going to support you to do a yes thing. So I hope that this has been supportive for you. Leave me a comment. If it has, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe to my channel as I do these every single Monday. And I look forward to talking with you next week.